I mean, if you got 4 or 5 people trying to do something, the best thing to do is run. I mean, uh, flight, flight will run you risk. You in risk. You think you're trying to do that? You can run. I wouldn't, like I always tell my son, if there's too many people, you feel like it's going to be a situation. Run. It doesn't make you less than a man to run. But like I said, I was faced with a certain like that with my individual case. You know, my stepson, his friend, approached me at my house. He and his mother was arguing, and he had a gun. So his friend had guns. So what am I gonna do? You know, I went and got my gun. You know,
I,
and
I
wait
just
till
had to
you
come on.
shoot
I
me.
just got to say something. I got to say something because Carmelo Anthony's case is it's just not like that. You know, this baby was sitting down. He was on the phone. He was minding his business. He was just getting out of the elements. And these four big burly men, because that's what you would call them. These guys were 6'1", 225 pounds. They walked up to him, surrounded him. At that time, we didn't know he suffered from epilepsy. He just had a shoulder injury, and all of these things was going on. We don't know what was going on in his mind when somebody approached you, and then not only that,
Yeah,
there's evidence that shows that he was attacked. He wasn't just approached; he was attacked. And if they release the footage, and we want them to, if they release the footage, we all can see and we'll all know the truth. But if we teach our kids to walk away, then it ends up happening. Cyrus Belton, he ran away and he got gunned down by Rick Child. And then you talk about another young lady. She got on TikTok to tell her story. She taught her child to walk away. Her child walked away, and he's no longer here. But we can't keep walking away when these people are bullying us and taking advantage of us. And that's what happened to Carmelo. Carmelo is 130 pounds, 5'8". These twins approached him with their two friends and they threatened him. They wanted to remove him. He has no problem with authority because they was in the dugout earlier. The coach asked them why were they in the dugout and for them to leave the dugout. And what did they do? They left the dugout. So he has no problem with following authority, but you can't approach somebody and make them move. They wanted to move that child, and that was not right. He stood his ground,
yeah.
and look what happened to him.
But it's
And
the
I
cultural
digress.
environment that he's in anyway. They're still teaching that there with the kids. They're still teaching separation and not to be in joining with other races and stuff in their county. But you got to look at this also. This is the thing about when you come into the court system, they're going to paint you as a villain. They always going to look at the color of the individual. They're still going to paint you as being aggressive. They're going to paint you as a threat. They're going to paint you as anything other than being kind, being intellectual. They're going to make you look like a monster. And that's what they made him look like. You know, you're not going to be the same individual. Once the prosecutors paint a theory about you, of who they feel like the jury